Tom Ball, I'm the body chair.
Betty Helwig, I'm the SUM representative, and I guess I'll introduce my husband, Steve Bacon. He's Spirit? No, Mind Chair.
Yes. And someone wasn't sure what Tom said, body chair. So we are feeding God's people body, mind, and spirit. So we have a body chair, a mind chair, and a spirit chair. And each of those folks are the liaison or the advocate between the committees that have to do with body, mind, and spirit on the governing board. For example, Tom represents mission and seeking justice. Anyone else? Acts. Whatever. Yeah. All right. So any questions? I have one more thing to say, but any questions before we start? Okay, so what we're going to do, we actually, some other members are missing, actually, but Tom and I yesterday sat in on a listening session with the delegates for General Conference, and we are going to be good like they were, right, Tom? They didn't say anything. We are not answering questions. We just want to listen to what you have to say, all right? Are we ready for this? I hope we are. Okay, so we're talking about the 501c3. We're talking about the mission, UUMC mission, potentially becoming its own 501c3. And there's a lot, that's kind of a big, broad statement and probably has a lot of pieces to, purse out, I think is the word I would use. But in general, we want to hear from you. Who would like to begin? It always starts with one and then it flows from there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and I'm a friend of the church. And for 30 years now, I have worked in nonprofit organizations. Thank you. And 30 years I've been involved in grant writing. Unfortunately, there's not a lot out there. But I think you're thinking of going into a 501c3 is certainly very beneficial and will hopefully be something that moves things forward. So I'm very supportive.
Thank you.
I'm Deborah Robinson, and I'm a member here, and I just want to let your group know that I found out this past week that there are elements to this that might be surprising and that we didn't previously know about, so I'll be approaching you this week.
Awesome. Who else would like to share their thoughts?
I don't know much about 501, all that stuff, fun stuff.
Tell us who you are.
I am Ann Owens, and I do a few things here. But anyway, but I just think that whatever we all come up with is going to be the most beneficial for us to keep doing our mission work and having this church here. Like I said, whatever that entails, that would be the most beneficial for everybody. And I'd hate to see anything be lost with all the stuff that we do for others.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Angelo Palmieri, and I love working for the food pantry and helping with the bulletins. And sometimes I do help, like, get the oatmeal ready for the breakfast stuff. And I do miss the big breakfast we used to have. Well, you can still do that, but thank you. Thank you very much. I was
I'm Nat Appleton, and I just want to know what our relationship with the other churches. I know we have this church here, and then we have other people with things that are not like, or people, the LBT and all of that stuff going. Are we
Our
still?
faith partners? you mean?
Yeah, yes.
Our faith partners.
Yeah, what is our relationship with them, you know?
Our relationship with our faith partners in mission?
Yes, not the mission, but, you know, like these people here, I know there's some mission that they said they're not part of the church again or something like that. That's what I wanted to find out. Find out what is this church, what is our relationship now, you know, with that. That's the mission.
So we're not supposed to answer questions, but what I'd like to say is our faith partners will be informed about the UUMC's decision about the 501c3, and then we'll talk with our faith partners. I don't know if that helps, but there's a lot more to it. But you can ask, there are some folks, who is on the 501c3 team? So someone behind you, Gwen, Ted, Jeannie, and Leon over here, Nate. And if you want to ask them after, they could give you more answers. Okay?
Hi, wow. I know it's me. I'm Diane Cooks. Why is it so loud for me? Can I just stop?
No, go like this. It's loud to everybody, for everybody.
Okay, I'm Diane Kungwakson, and the only statement that I have concern is what wasn't answered in regards to if they want to move someplace else, okay? Looking at that it's our mission, that's the part that I don't think that part has been addressed yet, okay? So if it could be addressed as to what happens if they decide to move, you know, further into the city or whatever, and they're not associated with our church anymore, how that is still our mission. Thanks.
I have a comment and probably a comment. The current composition of the Interfaith Cooperative includes 5 or 6 congregations, and those people come here to live out their faith mission, and therefore I believe becoming a 501c3 does not mean the ICC is moving, but if they did, we still could be on the board, we could still volunteer, we can still give money. It will still be us working out our faith. And the other thing that I think somebody had said is there's lots of mission that we can do. So as a 501c3, if all the activity stays here, we can participate in that with our faith partners. If they would move, there's a lot of other mission work that we do, and a lot of people mentioned at the meeting we had before that it would be nice to have mission that we could put our name on, that this is UUMC, and we could talk about coming to church and all that stuff, which we cannot do with especially the food program because it is USDA and there's a separation of church and state. So I don't think we'll lose our mission focus regardless of what happens, but I'm definitely in favor of the 501c3.
I just thought I'd share, I was a part of the team that tried to put this together, and thanks to a lot of the research and work that Ted and Jeannie did, I understand more about the 501c3 process. And I went into being a part of the committee because I had a lot of conflicting feelings in general about where the state of our mission is and also what it means to me. I'm still struggling with the concept, as was pointed out by Diane, about the absence of a large mission program for food outreach services. And I have to also wonder, how big is big enough? And I sort of feel like when Jesus was trying to answer the needs and prayers of so many, and he couldn't do it all as one person. I need to have a better understanding of what our network is in Central New York, about how are we really supporting the food bank in our neighborhood in terms of being well, this building is a symbol, and people show up here because a church has a long history of meaning from their religious context, what people are seeking. And when people talk about that separation of church and state and not expressing spirit or evangelizing, I don't think that's the principal means behind which we show our spirit to the community that comes seeking help and resource from us. And I also think I need to understand better, where are the grants coming from that support the food bank? Where are the grants coming from that people are saying it's secular versus non-secular? Is that really the absolute truth about what the ability to gain support is? But anyway, I just wanted to share with the governing board that I am still struggling with that concept. I do worry about what it means for our church in this place, in this space, and who we can provide support and resource to.
Thank you.
Hi, Carolina. I've been Chief Financial Officer of 501c3s for almost 30 years. I'm, in principle, very supportive. I think that the grant opportunities, the funding opportunities are very, very significant. That many grant opportunities are not open to religious or institutions. I would just, and I'm sure the committee's on top of it, make sure that the 501c3 pays close attention to compliance. You will have attorney fees. You've got a tax form 990. Keeping books and records is of utmost importance. It's very, very different from a religious institution. So just be very, very careful about that aspect, because you can get in big trouble if you're not.
Would anyone else like to say any? I'm kind of in the back. I can't believe Jim doesn't have anything to say.
I think the one thing, in having worked on this and talked about it and trying to analyze it, I've learned a lot about the church and everything as we've gone through this. I think one of the things that I don't hear clearly said, so I'll reiterate where I am with that. We did not talk to our faith partners. Much of the ministry we watch here is based in those faith partners that provide a huge amount of the volunteers and investment in it. Our investment is building, volunteers. We hire the staff for that. And what we're talking about is creating a new organization that I think the most compelling reason to do it is the significant involvement of our faith partners. And going to the 501c3, it seems to me, needs to involve those people. We were asked not to talk to the faith partners until the church has made a decision that we're willing to go that direction. But I think before you create the 501c3, you need to sit down and talk to those faith partners. So the decision the board's making is to talk to the faith partners about creating a 501c3. The other quick comment I'll make is we all fall into this, and after doing all the work on the 501c3, it really is better to say we're creating a new organization that will have a 501c3 status. I think for people who have no idea what 501c3 means, what are you talking about? We're creating a new organization. And the reason we want to do that is they will have their own 501c3 status for donations and that. Anyway, that's, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. You want to say something?
What we're actually talking about is money. The division of money. Is that what we're actually talking about? Because you can divide an organization, but you're talking about money and where the money is being divided. Because we do this when we're in the counting room and monies are coming in and we're dividing money. Now, where does this envelope go? Where does this money go? It makes a difference. So you're talking about, okay, you're dividing this group and you're making a new group. Now, where's this money going? And somebody's giving money. Okay, all right, where does this go?
Yeah.
So,
Someone over there has something to say about this, because I'm not supposed to answer questions. Right, your question was, well, it would be a separate mailing address, yeah. Thank you.
So the opportunity that a 501c3 brings to an organization is to get grants. The very first question in almost every grant eligibility is, are you a 501c3? And if you're not, I'm sorry, you're not welcome to apply for this. So I look at 100 RFPs, requests for proposals, every year at least. The very first question is, you have a 501c3? If you don't, I'm sorry, you're not eligible. So these are new funding sources that Missions has never been able to get because they didn't have that status. And so we would be able to, and I say we, but the church, the entity, the 501c3 organization would be eligible for applying for state, federal, foundation grants that would bring new money to those missions and allowing that to help the church meet their neighborhood's needs.
Yeah, hope that helps. Yeah, I hope so too. Any other thoughts? Yeah.
Dawn Penniman. I want to completely affirm what she said. I've been involved with many 501c3s over the years and am co-chair of a golf tournament for a professional society. And yeah, I mean, even Wegmans gift cards, you know, if this is related to a church, keep going. So I definitely understand the difference between church and state in terms of fundraising. I just want this to be advantageous for both parties, and I fully trust this board to make a decision that is in the best interest of both parties. Certainly the mission is one of the reasons I came here, you know, really putting Jesus's words into action, so it is vital and important. But yeah, I want it to be strong, and I want our church to be strong. And but no, again, full confidence in the board that you will come to a good decision.
Wonderful. Anyone else? This has been a good listening session. You do have something.
I just want to confirm something. My question in my mind, but it's going toward the forming the new group. But over the last year, working with the clothing closet, and with the Restart program, our partners that we have working with us right now have decided that they like what they see here, and they have offered to work under our umbrella at Restart. I have gotten 2 new people that way. They've come up to me and they see what they like, what we're doing here. And they have volunteered where we have really needed the volunteers. So I just wanted to add that little touch, okay?
We have strong partners, is what you're saying. We have strong partners.
Where do we go from here?
I want to make sure everyone is set.
I know it's not on your agenda, but do they have questions?
Oh. Do we have, as the governing board, have questions for the congregation? I know it's not. Doesn't look like it. Yep, you do.
Not a question, a request. So we were here just listening about your questions, and I would like to ask for whether you need more information from either the committee that put the questions and answers together, or from us, and then have a sentiment, either yeah or no or neutral or whatever, because we're going to try and make a decision sooner rather than later, but once we have the information we need. But I'd like to hear some sentiment at some point. It can be one-on-one, can be emails, but we're trying to take your temperature, basically, of this possible move.
Yeah. So Deborah asked, is Tom saying, do we want information? I think you were saying that if you had any other questions, to reach out so that maybe not the governing board, but the 501c3 team could answer it. And then also encourage others in the congregation to, I love the way you said, we want to take the temperature of the congregation. So if someone isn't here, or if you rather do this personally, you can talk to a governing board member, or you can email someone on the governing board to share your thoughts. Okay, so next steps are that encourage anyone who isn't here, if they in the congregation, that they're welcome to. We'll hear probably up until about April 1st. I don't remember what we said in our minutes, but April 1st, and because our vote will be, I believe, if we come to a place, we're going to talk about this in great detail at our April 9th meeting, and we'll potentially take a vote. The hope is that we could take a vote at the April 9th governing board meeting. So know that we are listening until about April 1st, so that we just need to have a deadline so we know when to start really going forward.
Is there a way to get some information from you or
Yep.
something like that on this?
Yep. There's a link in the newsletter, and I believe there's some copies of the report over on the table, and Dawn's going to get you one. Go ahead.
I was just asking, Perlene, is there a conversation with the governing board and the faith partners?
Oh, no. So the question was, is there a conversation between the governing board and the faith partners before the vote? And the answer is no. We're going to we want to take the temperature of the congregation and see where we're at, and then talk with the faith partners. All right. Well, I'm grateful that you stayed, and I'm grateful for the snacks that got rolled in. I haven't gotten over to them yet, and I'm grateful for your prayers and your faithfulness and your confidence that we're living out God's will, whatever that might be, so that we can continue to feed God's people, body, mind, and spirit. Do you have something to say?
I have heard some people say that they would like the food pantry to go back to the days when people would check in with Margot Coton. And I actually asked Margot on one of the days she was here, what's your view about all this? And she said that she thought the 501c was a good step. I just share that as a person. I'm really concerned that, there's only, 30 or 40 of us here, and there are many more people that are involved. That's why, I'm just concerned that either people with questions or people who are for the 501c3 just didn't come.
Okay. So, know that that's the next step. Any questions about the next step? Because I'm going to close us out in prayer, and then we can have some more coffee. I might be talking for myself, but. All right, let us pray. Loving God, today we come to you asking for your guidance, asking for your stick-to-itness, asking for your gift of clarity. And we ask that in this time that our congregation continue to talk about this, wrestle with this, and share with the governing board their thoughts and feelings so that the leaders of the church might be able to make an informed decision from the congregation, but also from you. We ask that you share with us, whether it's in our dreams or in our prayers or in our waking, driving down the street, that what you feel our next step should be, so that when the governing board gets together in April, that we might be able to have a vibrant conversation and a very clear vote about beginning a new 501c3 organization. We ask that you continue to bless the congregation, but you also continue to bless the volunteers that work tirelessly, day in and day out, with the mission that has just happens to be in our church. And we ask that you also bless the guests that come by. As we are wrestling with these thoughts and ideas, I can't help but think about our guests and how we might be able to meet the needs of our guests, not just body, but in mind and in spirit. And I pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you again for coming, and I hope that we can have a little bit more going on. What's that? You have another thing to say? Is it a prayer? No. Oh. Yep. If you're on the SPRC committee, please come talk to Deborah. I don't know if anyone's here.
Won't take too long.
I don't know if anyone's here from the SPRC. Yeah? Okay, yeah, those two. Okay. All right, thank you. We're dispersing and.
Thank you, Governing Board.